Hello and welcome to my stream, everyone. Hello, creatures of the night. Welcome to Vampyr. Tonight we will drink the blood. This is Count Dracula's premiere stream on Twitch, yes. Welcome to Transylvania. Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Welcome. How are all of you today? Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome to a big new release day. Yeah, I'm playing a brand new game today. A game that a lot of people are speculating on, if it'll be good or not. I have no idea. We'll talk a little bit about this in just a moment. So welcome, my friends. Today is Tuesday, June 5th, 2018. The countdown to E3 continues, as you guys know. E3 press conferences are right around the corner. E3 game announcements are coming soon. We're all hyped for it and excited, and we should have news about it soon. But we're not quite there yet. This is the build-in, the lead-in to E3. And what are we doing this week? We are playing a brand new game from Don't Nod. You might say, who is Don't Nod? Who are they? What do they do? They actually are a caffeine pills manufacturer. You take their pills and then you don't nod off. A lot of people in the work life have issues staying awake. They need, a boost, and so you take their pills and you're good. Actually, no, that's not what it is at all. They are a game manufacturer who are known for two different games so far. The first game they ever made was in 2011 called Remember Me. Incidentally, no one remembers that game except for me, I think, because I did play it, and I actually actively remember playing it. As zany as this sounds, I remember playing the game just because the name itself was so odd. Keep in mind, 2011 was a year when I was still doing direct capture. I was recording everything with, I was not doing direct capture. I was still recording everything with a camera, and I was still only doing videos on demand for YouTube. Live streaming was not even a thing for me yet. And I remember playing this game and recording it and uploading it, and I think I had to go on a trip or something in particular that year, and I remember playing it right before I left and thinking, man, this game would have been great. It, touched upon a few parts that were close to being great, but never really reached that level. I actually felt the game was good, but not amazing, and there were some flawed parts that made it kind of not as good as it could have been. Did I say 2011? I meant 2013. But now I'm all confused. I'm pretty sure this was right before. Let me think about this. Maybe it was when I was doing direct capture then, because I swear I remember streaming it. But maybe... God, I can't remember now. I directly remember playing the game because I remember thinking, man, this game has potential to be great, but it just wasn't. Okay. And then years later, they were the game developers who made, that's right, Life is Strange. Life is Strange. Okay. Now that's a very different style of game, Remember Me had combat and the like, and puzzles, while Life is Strange was, as everyone knows, one of these kind of choose-your-own-adventure games. And very hipster-ish, very different style of game. It was kind of a sleeper hit, because I don't think anyone was really expecting anything out of Life is Strange when it released. And it ended up actually being pretty damn good for what it was. So, now, the next game they're making, talk about changing different kinds of genres and all kinds of different stuff, right? Vampyr, a game based around vampires, and the moral choices that they're forced to make. Apparently, the main character of Vampyr is supposed to be a doctor who, he has the Hippocratic Oath. He's supposed to help people, but then he's a vampire. So to live, he has to drink blood and hurt people. So it's kind of like he's a walking contradiction. What does he do? He has to stay alive, but to stay alive, he actually has to go against his own moral philosophies. It's a conundrum, to say the least, I guess. So an interesting, premise for a game. I'm not exactly sure how the game is going to play. I don't know if it's more action-based or RPG-based. I'm not sure. People have been saying that the opinions are mixed. Some people like the game, some people don't. reviews. Some review scores have been as low as a 6, and some have been as high as like a 9. So apparently the game's one of those polarizing games that kind of goes all over the place. For me, I'm definitely interested in the game because we have not had a vampire, themed game in a really long time. Like, the last vampire themed game that I think I played that was any good was Castlevania Lords of Shadow 1. Because the sequel, Lords of Shadow 2, was terrible. So, I mean, that was a long effing time ago. I mean, can you think of another vampire-themed game? Probably not. I can't. But apparently the game takes place kind of like in Gothic England. Which means that it's going to have more of a vibe like a game like Vampire the Masquerade or something like that, I'm thinking. We'll see. We'll see today. I'm actually going to be playing this on my first stream today, and I've got it scheduled for second stream. All right. The only reason that I would not play this on my second stream is if the game actually isn't very good. Like, let's say I play this on my first stream for 4+ hours, and by the end of the stream, I'm kind of like, man, I just really didn't like that game. Then more than likely what I'm going to do is on second stream, mix it up and play H1Z1, which I wanted to play last night and couldn't because PlayStation Network went down for maintenance as soon as I booted the game. I mean, it was like the worst possible timing, booting the game and then to pop up, oh, PlayStation Network's down. I was like, what the flip? So, yeah, we'll see. If the game is decent, I'll be playing it all day long on this first gameplay stream and on my second. If the game ain't so great, then I'll probably do some Vampyr and mix it up and do H1Z1 later tonight. Okay? So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a cool week. Vampyr, balanced with H1Z1. Yes, I am also going to be doing some Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection stuff this week. Attempting to play more multiplayer. I definitely want to play more Third Strike. That's kind of what I'm craving right now. And we'll see how it goes this week, with Vampyr. If it's a game that I want to keep playing all week, then I'll keep playing it. If not, maybe I'll mix stuff up a little bit for variety's sake. Alright. And so, that being said, at least 2 to 3 games I'll be alternating between during the course of this week. And we'll see, how you like it and how I like it. Alright. This Saturday is my day off, and then Sunday is the beginning of my E3 coverage. I will not get into massive detail about that, but basically all day Sunday and all day Monday I'll be covering E3 stuff for you. Watching press conferences with you live in the stream chat, and chatting with you in the stream chat about them, then doing my reactions and recaps of those right after those press conferences end. And that'll be for 2 straight days. And then on Tuesday, we start Jurassic World Evolution, making my own Jurassic Park style theme park with my own dinos, and that should be pretty cool because not only will it be interesting to explore the game, that's the kind of game a lot of discussion and interaction with the stream chat could be possible. Since there's going to be a lot of micromanagement and busy time, it'll be time for me to talk with you guys about stuff. So I think that's going to be a fun playthrough. And then, the rest of E3 week, there'll be a podcast later in the week where I'm going to give you my best and worst of E3 rundown and get you guys all caught up and all kinds of stuff going on with me. So the next week or 2 weeks should be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it for sure. And then, of course, all my events coming up. There are going to be a lot of events coming up, including the Patrons' Choice playthrough, which the patrons are still voting on. And yes, Half-Life 2 is still in the lead. The Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Master Run Challenge. That's going to be a marathon event that's going to happen in mid to late June. And then the new event, which we're trying to strive for and hit here, guys. Okay? The Rageathon. We'll be working towards that all month here. I guess we'll see how that goes, but just so you guys know, I can give you guys an update. Let's see here. We are currently up to 437 subscribers on the channel, guys. Guess what? We're only 13 subs away from hitting June's monthly goal, and it's only the 5th of the month. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. People are enjoying my stuff. They're coming out. They're subbing. This is good, okay? If you subscribe to the channel right now, you get a few benefits. The first benefit is you get access to all of my emotes, including the brand new ones. The Hadouken Fireball, so you get the hands plus the fireball, plus DSP Ryu, which is the newest edition that you can be using when I play Street Fighter, a couple times a week like I'm going to be moving forward. If you're a Tier 2 subscriber, which is a little bit more money, but you get access to the Evil Ryu emote. And then if you become a Tier 3 subscriber, you get access to the Akuma emote, which I'm going to put into the stream chat right now, since a lot of people have not seen it. There you go. I know a lot of people have not seen the Akuma emote yet. There it is. That's the new tier 3 emote. Okay. So there you go. That's those are the benefits primarily you get with the emotes, but also you don't have to watch advertisements when I run ads, which I do from time to time, and you also get the cool Chat Crown loyalty badge. As you can see, some people have this crown in the chat. Those are subs, and the longer you're a sub, the crown will change. It goes from bronze to silver to gold to ruby to diamond, so it's pretty neat. I believe some people finally just hit their 19 months of support resub, which means another 5 months, and then we'll start to see people hit the diamond crown, which is going to be pretty cool, okay? So that being said, please consider subscribing if you're not a sub. 13 more, we hit the monthly goal. What's the monthly goal? The Rageathon, where if we hit this this goal, I'm going to be doing a marathon later on in the summer where I'm going to be playing all games that you guys will nominate and vote that will cause rage. Basically, games that are incredibly difficult or games that I played in the past that pissed me off. It's going to be a marathon of those, okay? I'm going to need, like, tranquilizers. I'm going to need all kinds of things to calm me down. I'll have, like, 100 stress balls with me that day. It should be a fun event. So please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to be one of the people who gets to nominate and vote on what games will be included in that event, patrons are going to be able to do that if you pledge $5 or more this month. So if you go to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil, you'll pledge $5. Once we hit the goal for subs, you'll be the ones nominating and voting on the games for this Rageathon, all right? Pretty sweet event. I'm excited. I hope that you guys are excited for it, too. It's a good one. It's something original and different. Halo ODST. Oh my god, now you're talking about a throwback. Holy shit. Wow. The Yanni soundtrack Halo game. Yes, I love it. Alright. Bionic Shoot, the Street Fighter Master Run Challenge is later this month. As I said, I'm going to schedule in both that and the premiere of the Patron's Choice playthrough once E3 coverage is done. So basically, once my podcast, my Hit Live podcast is done on the 14th, that weekend I'll sit down and I'll schedule out, okay, here we go. Here's when Patron's Choice starts. Here's when the marathon will happen, etc. Okay? Okay. All right, guys. So, that's kind of the deal. That's how everything's going. All right. Vampyr today. We'll see how it goes. If it's great, I'll keep playing it tonight. If not, we'll switch it up. Vampyr will be played all week, balanced with H1Z1 and Street Fighter. All right. Then this weekend, my E3 coverage begins. Next week, we got Jurassic World Evolution, balanced with E3 stuff and, you know, the usual games. And, you know, a podcast. And once the podcast is done, then I'll be dealing with the special events for the month. So a great month. A great June coming up. Hope you guys are excited for it. I want to say thanks to everyone who's been coming out to my streams recently. Attendance has been great. Everything's been good. No complaints. You guys are contributing. Attendance is good. Everything's been going great in regards to my stuff here. And I couldn't be happier right now. So thanks you guys very much for all your support. You guys are awesome. Okay? All right. Let's do some plugs. Let's get through some plugs quickly. The plug segment that I do every pre-stream. And then we'll get to shout-outs. Already a bunch of people have been cheering and asking me questions and the like, and I want to get to that, okay? So, let's go ahead and do some shout-outs. So, thank you guys for 10 freaking years of support. 10 years! I've been making content for the internet. Started back in 2008 as a lowly content creator for YouTube before people were called content creators. It was just a hobby. It was a silly thing I did. And, you know, after many years of evolution and change, here I am. I love what I do for a living, and I want to say thanks to all of you who watch my streams and videos. You guys are awesome. Obviously, the best way you can support me is to keep watching my streams and videos. That's a no-brainer. However, if you would like to go above and beyond, maybe you would like to be something, you know, a little bit more than just a stream viewer and a video watcher, there are several ways that you can contribute and help out and ensure that I can continue to do this full-time. All right? The first is to check out my Patreon, which I've already mentioned, over at patreon.com/darksidefil, where your monthly pledges directly contribute to my ability to afford doing this for a job. There's a lot of costs that come into this, including cost of games, cost of equipment, cost of electricity and internet, etc., etc. So your pledges to my Patreon campaign every month help me out tremendously. But you get stuff back, which is really cool. Right now, if you pledge $5 or more, you'll be able to nominate and vote on these games for the Range-a-thon. People who pledged a couple months ago are currently voting on the Patron's Choice playthrough. All right, people can get their names as a thank you shout out, either in text or verbally in my YouTube videos. My podcast coming up, I'll probably do a segment of shout out thank yous for the people who've contributed recently. You can get your questions answered on my Q&A show. You can even get a private Q&A video made. These are all awesome perks you get for contributing to my Patreon. Please give it a look. Patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Please consider pledging. It helps me out tremendously. And in particular, having the power to control and form events like Patron's Choice or the Range-a-thon, right? These are amazing opportunities for you to have power on an event that's going to be seen by thousands of people. So please consider pledging. All right. That's number one. Number two. My Teespring shop, ladies and gents. My Teespring store, where you can get some really great quality merchandise. In fact, today I'm wearing a shirt, which I'm about to show you. This is one of the original line of product from when I launched the Teespring shop about a year ago. It's the DSP Skull Crown shirt. Pretty awesome. In fact, my mug is the same design. Look at that. Same design on the mug as on the shirt. So you can get all kinds of merchandise over on my Teespring shop. All right. You know, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, great quality stuff. I can attest this is the higher quality shirt. This isn't the El Cheapo stuff. This is the good stuff. I make less money per sale because I sell the better shirts. Okay? So, that being said, please go give it a look. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. And anything you buy from my store, I get a commission for. It helps me out, obviously. But you get a cool collectible as well. I'm very appreciative to anyone who buys stuff from my shop. Shout out to anyone who has, and just definitely give it a chance. Give it a look. I think you'll like what you find over there, okay? Okay. Last but certainly not least, my friends. If you're here live on the stream, and the reason I say that is because some people who watch the pre-stream watch this on demand on YouTube, which is understandable. But if you're watching this live on the stream, and you want to contribute live, right? You want to be part of the interactivity of the stream, you can do that. You can get a shout out on the stream if you either cheer with bits, if you subscribe to my channel, or if you tip me during the course of today's live stream. All right, I'll do my best to give you a shout out. I don't even know what kind of game this is, but I will give you a verbal shout out for your contributions. All right, with a few rules that we'll very briefly cover right now. Okay, number one. Please be as concise and short-worded as possible. If you're long-winded and you do a 20-sentence paragraph, chances are I'm not going to derail the entirety of the stream for 5 minutes to read your message and try to respond to it. This is not a Q&A show. I do a Q&A show. I do enjoy fielding and answering questions, but not if it's going to completely become the purpose of the stream. Okay, that's number one. So the shorter the better. The shorter your message, the shorter your shout-out attempt, the bigger chances I'm going to read it on the stream and respond to it. Okay? Number two. Please try to keep it on topic. Please try to keep it non-controversial, meaning don't ask me questions about politics or religion. I'm not going to answer them. They're too polarizing. They get people all pissed when people answer stuff like that. Please, no drama, no insult or negativity. For example, please don't try to insult myself or someone else or get me to read an insult against someone else. Please don't field questions about, oh, did you know someone's stealing your content and doing this? Did you know someone insulted you in a video? I don't care about that stuff. I'm here to just play games, have fun, and I'll be honest with you guys. The streams have been great recently. Like the past 2 months, we have managed to keep all the drama and stupid shit out of the stream. This stream has been really entertaining on a daily basis. It's been a fun place where people can hang out and feel like a community. And that's because we've kept the drama out. It doesn't belong in here, okay? And I am happy about that. I really like how things are going. I want to keep things going the way that they are going, okay? So please, let's keep it positive. Let's keep it fun. All right. Keep in mind, if you do cheer, sub, or tip, I will do my best to give you a shout out, but it is at my discretion. If I do read your message, I am not obligated to do so if I feel that it does not fit into the content of the stream. And also, I do apologize in advance if I don't read your message. You know, obviously I would like to read everyone, but sometimes things slip through the cracks We had some instances where sometimes they don't even show up in my Muxy feed, which is the app I use to monitor people who cheer, sub, or tip. So, apologies in advance, but in general, 95% of the time, we have a great time. It's usually a few little rotten eggs or bad apples, as you like to call them, who try to come in and ruin things for people. But in general, we have a good time here on stream. It's a very positive atmosphere, and people really enjoy the gameplay. So there you go. I wouldn't still be here if it wasn't a fun place for people to hang out. It's that simple. So thanks to everyone who's here, and let's keep it fun. Now, if you'd like to go a little step further, maybe you'd like to get visual recognition on the stream for your contributions today. That is entirely possible. Okay, if you would like to get visual recognition, there's a way to do that. I want to get a cool animation to play on stream. Cool, you can do that. What you need to do is either cheer 50 bits or more in one shot, or subscribe to the channel and hang out for a few minutes. A share button should appear, and click that share button. Okay, or you could tip me $5 or more. That's $5, United States denomination, in one go or more. If you do any of those things, a cool thank you animation will play on the stream featuring your message. All right, so it's a way for you to get both visual and verbal recognition during the course of the gameplay. Now, a couple quick things. Number one, I already mentioned what's going on with subscribers, so I'm not going to do that in detail, but we are at 437 subs and growing. With 13 more to go before we hit the monthly goal, we're very close. I feel we could do it. Today's a new release. I may bring some new attention to the streams that normally I don't have, all right? So please consider subbing if you have not. You get lots of great benefits, and I would love to do this Rage-a-thon, okay? The other thing is tipping, because I've mentioned tipping here on the pre-stream, and you may be wondering, well, what is tipping? How does that work? Because I see cheers with bits, and I see subscribing, but I don't see anything about tips here on the stream. What's Phil talking about? Well, tipping is a way for you to contribute that's outside of the stuff that's through Twitch. It's through a third party, PayPal in particular. And quite frankly, right now, tipping helps me out more than anything else. Reason being, right now is the time of the month when all my bills come due. All right, and realistically, money has been pretty tight for me the past couple of months, ever since I had to pay my taxes in April. All right, so if you tip me right now, it helps me out. Why? Because I get tips right away. Anything that you cheer or sub through Twitch is great. It helps me out. But there's a 2-month stagger between I see any positive benefit from when you do that stuff and when I actually get that benefit, versus if you tip me, I get tips immediately. So if you have the option, man, Phil mentioned cheering, subbing, tipping, Patreon, Teespring. What should I do? What's the best option? Right now, tipping, bar none, is the best option. Okay? So how do you tip? There's 2 ways to do it. If you're watching my live stream right now and you look below the stream on my Twitch channel page, you may see a button. In fact, you'll see a grid of information, including the stream rules, which you should read and understand. You'll see a button there that'll link you to my DSPGaming YouTube channel, where I archive all of my daily live stream content. All right? But you should also see a button that says Tips Jar. And if you click on that button, it will take you to my tips page, where you can either be anonymous, leave an anonymous tip, or you could leave your name and a message, depending on what you'd like to do. Okay? Now, if you don't see any of that information I just described, chances are you're on a mobile version of the Twitch site, and therefore what you need to do is just type !tip into the stream chat, and our bot will bring up the link, which will have the same exact information. If you click on it, it takes you to the tips page where you can do the same things I've already described. All right, so that's how you leave a tip. Tips are very much appreciated, and the best way to help me out today. Okay? All right, let's do some shout-outs for people who have cheered, subbed, or tipped already on the pre-stream. And then to end, I'll read out the top 10 contributors for the week. And then we will get started. Okay? Fair enough. All right. Let me scroll all the way down here. We had someone overnight, K. Jones, cheered 30 bits and said, Phil, one day I will do as promised, $10,000 into your bank account. Yes. But of course. Well, let me put it this way. That would be insane. That would be the most that anyone had ever contributed ever. And that would be, obviously, would be greatly appreciated. I'm not looking for anything like that. And I certainly don't ever expect that I'm ever going to get anything like that. That's pretty crazy. People say, how much would it take to get Phil out of, being financially tight? Well, hey, $10,000, you got to remember, 30 of that goes to the government. So essentially it would be $6,666. Would help me a lot. It actually wouldn't even get me out of my tax situation right now, real talk, but it would help tremendously. So it's nice that people even have these kind of nice notions, even if it might not be serious. Thank you for supporting K Jones. Thank you for the cheer. Thanks for being a stream viewer, because I see you from time to time on the streams. Very nice and very appreciated your support and the positive vibes. Thank you, sir. All right. Shout out to Bradford, who subscribed to the channel, and his real name, if you really want to know, Bradford 13131313. What a name. He has resubscribed for the 6th month in a row, earning himself the Golden Crown chat badge. That's right. So thank you for 6 ongoing months of support, Bradford. I appreciate that very much. And if you're around, hope you enjoy Vampyr today. The Lord Lamb V3 has cheered, and he says, "Hey, Phil, what's going on, Lord Lamb? Good to see you today. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the cheer." Sidella cheered 50 bits. He says, "How are you doing today, Dracula?" I am doing well. I drank 5 gallons of blood to prepare for today's stream. Yes. The moon is the light of the darkness, and by the light of the moon, the wolf, he bellows in the night. Yes. The power of the vampire. Anyway, thank you, Sidella, for the cheer. I appreciate that. Andy714. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Andy, for the subscription. I appreciate your support. Thank you, Andy. Shout out to the big TJ Leet, who just cheered, and he says, "I saw that mirrors actually work in this game. The only problem is you have a reflection. The game is ruined forever." Well, this will be interesting. Maybe this game will tackle some of the classic lore around vampires. Maybe it'll be like in this world, in the lore of Vampyr or Vampyr, however the hell you say the name of this game. Maybe mirrors do work, but vampires are immune to crosses. It doesn't actually do anything, and holy water doesn't work. Maybe it's all like tall tales, like the urban legends. Oh, this will work if you ever find a vampire, and then the shit doesn't actually do anything. It's just bullshit. That'll actually be kind of interesting to see how they tackle that kind of stuff in this game. So I guess we'll see. AES cheered. He says, "I'm looking forward to your coverage of the game. I've never been hyped for the game, but watching gameplay footage may change my mind." Yeah, I honestly, I don't know anything about it. I'm not even kidding. I have not seen a single tidbit of gameplay of this game. None. Zero. So this will be a cold turkey experience for me for sure. And I'm going to, judge it matter of fact and fairly based on my experiences. So I hope that you guys enjoy. The Spoony One. I should say, the real Spoony One. Cheer 26 bits with a nice Frankerzy emote. And he says, "Hey, Phil, it's hard to believe I've been watching your content since I was 14 in 2009 when you played Free One Up in Vanilla Street Fighter 4. I remember that. And I remember how unfortunate it was because I challenged 2 people ever. Well, let me take that back. 2 people challenged me in Street Fighter 4 back in the day. Free One Up was one, and the King Kindred was the other. And in both matches, it was laggy. I remember playing Free One Up, I was basically rushing him down, and his Bison couldn't really do anything because I was all over him. And in the lag, he couldn't really get, reactionary moves. And it was exactly the opposite when I played King Kindred. Because of the lag, he was rushing me down with Balrog, and I couldn't get out of any of the stuff he was doing. So, those were the days, right? Those were the days when anyone could be playing Street Fighter on YouTube and get noticed. It wasn't like today where, there's an elitist fucking group of people who you have to be a part of to be part of this FGC and all that. And, back then it was a lot more free and open, and anyone could just play games for fun on YouTube, and it was a very different experience than today, that's for sure. Now I cover games, Phil's not part of the FGC, he's a piece of shit, don't fucking watch his videos. Wow, so just because I don't go to tournaments, and I don't support, directly the competitive community, just because I'm more of a casual player, that means I'm dirt, and no one should watch my videos. That's interesting. But that's the attitude they have now. It's pretty sad. How things have changed and evolved over the last 10 years. What can I say? But yeah, thank you, Real Spoony One, for 9 years of support. That's pretty awesome to hear. All right, last Rambo just cheered 100 bits. He says, "Apparently the Surge Complete Edition is free on PSN. Maybe an error." That's delightful. I don't care. The Surge, is from a game company that makes bad games. I heard the Surge was not very good, and I have no desire to play it even if it's free. So anyone who's interested, go check it out. Maybe it's free for you. I just do not care about that game. So there you go. Shout out to Onion Rogue, who has resubscribed to the channel for the second month in a row. Thank you, Onion Rogue, for the 2-month sub. I wonder if our subs went up. Because now it says we got like 3 new subs today. I'm curious here. Nope, we're still at 437 subs. So there you go. Still 13 to go, but that's pretty damn good, man. We're very close. Okay. Shout out to AES. He cheered. He says, after I cheered, I received a message from someone who was using a racial slur against me. Some people need to be institutionalized. Yes, sadly, guys. On the internet, there's this sad thing called trolling. There are a group of individuals who have no lives, and all they do is to seek out to hurt others and insult others they do not even know. Okay? And so, chances are that today, you know, you may have someone, just as you're watching randomly, you may be just watching the stream randomly, and someone messages you, and will basically start insulting you and say nasty stuff. Pretty stupid. Okay? It is. It's a waste of time. You know, to you and me, it's like, who would do this? What kind of a person would even go out of their way to insult someone they don't know? You know, who would waste their time like this? Because you and I are normal humans with productive lives, but not everyone is. So these people, sadly, you know, go out of their way to hurt people. Recommendations, what you can do. Number 1, you can block them. You can ignore them. It's either a block or ignore command. I think it's an ignore command. / ignore and then their name. And then you won't see any messages from them anymore. Number 2, you should report them. You should directly report them to Twitch to get them banned, because that's not allowed on Twitch. And number 3, and this is the truth of the matter, turn off your whispers on Twitch. I mean that. Whispering on Twitch is pretty much useless at this point. It's primarily used for trolling at this point. From what I'm to understand, pretty much most people who use whispers are trying to troll each other. There's various other methods if people actually want to communicate out, you know, from the website, you know, email, social media. You don't have to use the PM system. So leaving the PM system open is just asking for trouble. I turned off my whispers years ago and am all the better for it. So, yeah. There's my recommendations. Hopefully they help. Okay, Concrete Casket cheered 50 bits. He says, how'd the live review of Detroit go? Something you'll do again. Well, actually, recently I've done a lot of live reviews. I live reviewed Sea of Thieves, right? I live reviewed God of War. I live reviewed Detroit. Did I live review anything else? I don't particularly remember if I live reviewed any... Oh, State of Decay 2. State of Decay 2 I live reviewed as well. So at least I've done 4 live reviews in the last couple of months. If there is a big high-profile new release that I finish up and I have time to review it on stream, I will do live reviews. But only if time permits. You know, it's not something that, for me, is a high priority anymore. Especially because reviews on YouTube, for me, at this point, you know, if I put it on a vlogging channel and I highlight it with editing and stuff, it'll just get demonetized. It's a waste of time. If I do a live review, it's fine, but my live reviews, which is just me talking to the camera, don't really get that much attention. So either way, it's not that big of a deal to me. But I'm not, you know, against doing live reviews again if time permits. So yeah, moving forward, if I finish a new game I have time for, I will continue to review them like this on stream. Okay? Fair enough? All right. All right, let's see here. Shout out to Johnny Source Rex. Johnny Source Rex cheered and says, real talk. I'm dying for some H1Z1. That first match of PUBG last night was bullshit. So for those of you who don't know what Johnny's talking about, fair enough, maybe you weren't here last night. So last night I was supposed to play H1Z1. That's what was on the schedule for me to play. So I boot up my PS4. I'm not even kidding. I'm booting up H1Z1. As the game's booting, the pop-up message appears, PlayStation Network has gone down for maintenance. I'm like, what? I thought it was a trolling move. I thought maybe my Ethernet cord had popped out of the console. Nope, I restarted everything and it said it again. And that sucked because I couldn't even play, like, for example, maybe, okay, H1Z1's not working. Let me go ahead and instead, let me play, like, Street Fighter or something. No, PlayStation Network was totally down. I'm like, son of a bitch, you've got to be joking me. So for the first time in a long time, I played PUBG, and I got second place. It was the craziest match. I got the most kills I ever got in a single match of PUBG. 8 kills. I was slaughtering people. I was playing really well, and I only lost because I got fucked at the end of the game, the stupid fucking game. So I get shot. I'm healing. The healing ring, there's a status ring when you're healing, right? So I'm using a first aid kit, and the ring is complete. It says 100%. Okay, so I start moving. Oh, the game decides, oh, you moved too early, so it doesn't count, and it took all the health back. I'm like, wait a minute. It said 100%. The ring was full. PUBG sucks. In particular, on Xbox One, the game's really bad. And it's just one of the examples of how bad the fucking game is. Oh, the ring's 100% status completed, but we take back the health now. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. That game stinks. So, I lost because I went to a firefight with a guy with 0 health. And I should have won. I had the drop on the guy and everything. It was really stupid. So anyway, PUBG stinks. And Johnny's right. Anyway, he says he's dying for H1Z1. I hear ya. H1Z1 is a far better game than PUBG. It really is. I'm going to be playing it, like I said. At the very latest, I'll be playing it tomorrow night, Wednesday night. But if Vampyr ain't so great today, then I'll play it tonight. But we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping Vampyr is good. I would like to play Vampyr all day if the game is good. So we'll see. Okay. YOLO Dopper has cheered. He says, Phil, will you go back and play Mirror's Edge Catalyst? No. I'm not even going to read the rest of the message. It's silly. No, I'm not going back to play that terrible game. Okay. Shout out to Speed Sloth, who did a 35-bit cheer with the rainbow flag. That's right. This is Pride Month for the LGBT and many other abbreviations that I can't remember anymore. Groupings. It is the month of celebration and being proud of who you are. And I support that. So thank you, Speed Sloth, for the 35-bit cheer. Johnny Soares cheered again. He says, one day I'm going to become a Tier 4 sub, fam. The Tier 4 sub, yes. LGBTQXYZ. Is that yes, that's it, officially, right? That's all of them. Okay. Olivia Soares cheered. He says, I know you really do not want to do it, but if you really need to, would you consider having the cheer, sub, and tips leaderboard on every stream? I know that would be like a last resort, but that's the thought. I mean, let me put it this way. Right, today I'm not doing it, right? As you guys can see, it's not up. Right now, you'd have top cheerer, 50 bits. Actually, it's 100 bits. I think it was Last Rambo's the top cheerer of the day with 100 bits, right? Top tip, I don't know yet, because I haven't gotten to tips yet here. I'm reading everything off of Muxy here, but a lot of people do it. I'm fully aware that a lot of people who full-time stream on Twitch have the leaderboards and stuff like that up all the time. In fact, a lot of people have way more than me. Some people don't even have the game full screen. The game's like minimized in a corner, and then they've got like all their promo stuff all around the stream, advertisements constantly and all that. I would never go that far. All right. You would never see me constantly have ads playing and stuff around the borders of the stream or anything like that. For me, it's all about the gameplay, right? That's what I'm focusing on, the gameplay. Yes, interactions are cool too, but you tune into one of my streams, you know it's going to be about me experiencing a game, not me promoting stuff every 5 seconds and trying to make money every 20 seconds, okay? But, there's some people who have things like top tier, top tip, and they auto-update, and some people even have text-to-speech and stuff like that. I'm never going to go that crazy. I'm not. I'm trying to do... I understand. I like to call it a necessary evil. Yes, I do need to do fundraising during streams in order to pay my bills because this is my job and I need to keep stuff going, right? But I also want to have a balance. You guys got to remember that people who watch this stuff are also watching on YouTube. And yes, YouTube is less now of a big concern for me than it is on Twitch. Twitch is my major focus. But YouTube is still a big major part of my income. All right? So that being said, I do have to cater to those people. People on YouTube do not give a shit about cheer subs or tips because they're not here live. Okay? So, they already have to put up with shout-outs. They already have to put up with animations playing, Now having a leaderboard on a narrative-based game like this game today, or imagine if I did it during Detroit, right? Probably would have been very jarring and very disorienting and very annoying. So I only would do it. I only would have the leaderboard up all the time, all right, if it absolutely were necessary. If for some reason... things weren't going so well, which they are right now. I have no complaints. Like I said, things are going really well. But if things weren't going so well and I absolutely needed to do it to try to entice people to cheer, sub, or tip on streams, then I would bring it up all the time. But I don't want to. I don't want to get to that point. I want to be someone who is primarily focused on having fun and playing the games and that rather than I have to constantly be worrying about top cheer, top tip, top this, top that, top. And next thing you know, the whole stream... the entire stream ends up being bullshit, promotion, money. I don't want that. I want it to be fun Okay, a fun, positive place to hang out, have a community, chat it up with people who you recognize, have fun watching me play games, and we all interact, And then the money comes, yes, it comes naturally. That's how I want it to be an organic experience, not a forced experience. Okay? So there you go. Shout out, wow, thank you, I did not know this. Someone tipped me $100 anonymously. Thank you to whoever just tipped me $100 anonymously. They said, sure you can. Shall we get you a 4K TV, PS4 Pro, and Xbox One X? Well, in reality, your $100 will go to pay my bills that I already have existing. But I do appreciate the $100 tip very, very much. Thank you very much for that. It's going to help tremendously. Like I said, tipping, I get that money right away. No lie, right after the stream ends, I'm depositing that into my bank account to pay bills. So thank you for that very much, okay? Now, one thing I would like to say, if there is anyone out there who is interested in donating, like, Phil has so many audio issues. I'm interested in donating Phil a PS4 Pro, right? Or, Phil, controller broke and I'd like to donate a new controller. Or, this game is coming up and Phil hasn't really talked about it, but maybe I'd be interested in seeing Phil play it. Maybe if I donate it, he'll play it. I'll like to ask him about it. If you are interested in anything like that, what you should do is email me at darksidephil@hotmail.com and we'll talk a little bit about it and we'll work it out. All right? The bottom line is, your contributions on streams have to go to pay my bills. Real talk, I can't. I cannot take your pledges and your donations and everything on stream, and I cannot just use it to buy stuff. I can't. I have to pay my existing bills with it, or else I won't be able to pay my taxes and I'll lose my house this year. All right? So real talk, that's where it has to go. But if you specifically want to donate one particular thing, like this guy saying, an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro, right? Then contact me, we'll talk about the details. There are ways, like, for example, last year, when my Switch broke, I bought a Switch at launch, the fucking thing broke in the first day. Alright, how stupid is that, right? Someone contacted me and said, I feel bad your Switch broke, I wanted to see you play Switch games this year, I'll donate a Switch. And what they did is they bought a Switch off of Amazon, and they had it direct shipped to me. And that's how I got my Switch, and that's how I play all these games on the Switch, So, that's very possible. If you're a generous person who wants to do that, you got to contact me directly to talk about it, all right? Because, like I said, I appreciate anyone who contributes on streams, but I got to put that towards my bills. Anything you guys send me via that method, all right? All right. Shout out to Jack Spartacus. He said, tip me $1. He says, children of the night, what a mess they make. The children of the night, they make the mess. They leave their toys everywhere. Yes. That's pretty silly. All right, Captain Darkside Phil has cheered 25 bits and says, so live reviews, huh? So food reviews. No, not food reviews. Live reviews of games, meaning that it's a review that I do live during a stream. That's what a live review means. Texas Test Tube. Let me 25-bit cheer with an insulting message, which I will read anyway. He says, why do you take people's money, but not their criticism? I take criticism all the time. I take criticism, both positive and negative. And I weigh and balance it. Many things that I've done over the years, direct changes, events that I've done have been directly based off of suggestions or criticism from my viewers and fans. The problem is, what you're talking about as criticism I don't take is not true criticism. When someone is just being fucking nasty and insulting and basically, saying things that are not true about me, or just regurgitating a parroted insult that's all over the internet, that's not criticism, stupid. That's slander. That's defamation. There's a big difference between legit criticism on how to improve and repeating a negative meme to get your laughs. And sadly, people like you don't know the difference. And that's the problem, is having a whole mob mentality of idiots who don't know what legit criticism is. I'm totally open to legit criticism. Many people have criticized me, and I've directly responded and changed for the better, right? Look at all the ways that I've changed over the past few years. So, yeah, you are incorrect. And, thanks for the insult. Always appreciate a defamatory, totally, skewed insult. There you go. Shout out to Dusty Dead, who subscribed to the channel for the second month in a row. He says, Phil, you actually deserved that win last night. Can you make a shirt that says, it is what it is, what can I do, but I digress? Me and my friends would totally buy it. So there you go. People are interested in a shirt that has a lot of the things that I say that are my mannerisms. Maybe that's possible. Look, personally, I couldn't do it. I don't even own Photoshop. I have like nothing I could do nothing I could. That's another one. That's another mannerism, right? But I have no program I could use to do that. I have no graphical design program. But if anyone out there ever wants to design something to possibly make a new shirt or whatever, I'm totally open. Okay? I totally accept that kind of stuff. All right. Shout out to AES who cheered. He says, about to hop on Shaq Fu on the Switch. Pray for me. Oh, God. Good luck. The original Shaq Fu is infamously one of the worst games ever made. Now you're playing the new version. Good luck. And I hope you have liquor near you. Resident Evil Beating has cheered. Says, will you get a 4K HDR TV when next-gen consoles like the PS5, etc. come out? Here's the thing. I've looked into it. And 4K TVs are not expensive. Most TVs you buy today are 4K. It's actually harder to find a TV without 4K. You know what I mean? They almost all are 4K now. And I looked into it a couple months ago. It was about 2 months ago. No, what's today? Oh, no, today's June. So 3 months ago I looked into this. You could get a pretty decent, low response time 4K TV for like $300 to $400. I've looked into this. TCL is the name of this company that apparently makes really nice... Do they have tons of features? No. No bells, no whistles, and if you're going to watch movies on it, it ain't so great. But for gaming, apparently they make pretty great TVs. So, that's probably what I would do. I would go for a very reasonable, very affordable television in that regard and get it. So... that's what I would look toward. I wouldn't go for some crazy-ass, ginormous, over-expensive fucking TV with features I don't need because I'm not going to watch movies on it. I just go for a cheap, smaller, 4K, low-response time TV, probably from that company, TCL, who I've heard a lot of good things about. Will I be getting one for next-gen console? I have no idea. I can't answer those kind of questions because you never know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen financially. Right now, like I said, anything I bring in literally must go to bills. Anything. So, there you go. But, in the future, will things get better, turn around? Maybe. My streams are growing. If you guys haven't noticed, more followers every day. In general, the average viewer count has been going up. Things are good. So, I have, like I said, no complaints. I got to keep going the way I'm going. But, if we can keep building, things maybe some light at the end of the tunnel, as they say. Okay? Okay. Shout out to Turgid Banana, who cheered 100 bits and says, don't listen to haters, Phil. They must have something sugar frosted fucked up with them. All right, Emperor Swaggins cheered. And he says, if I pledge $5, can I nominate The Surge for the Rageathon? And if it wins, you'll actually play it? Because what if you actually like it? It's your favorite game of the year. Well, first of all, these marathons that I do really very rarely have any kind of restricting criteria. Like this last Patron's Choice playthrough, I didn't have any restrictions. I left it open and let people nominate whatever they wanted. And people nominated and voted on what they want. Just incidentally, right now, the top 3 games are Half-Life 2, Jak 3, and Simpsons Hit and Run. For the Rageathon, yeah, all I would say is, as long as the games that you're nominating are readily available. It has to be a game that I could easily get and play, not a game that, it's only available on a console, that it's not emulated, you can't get it on PlayStation Network, you'd have to buy a bunch of extra equipment with HDMI capture devices to try to get this to work with your stream. I'm not going to fuck with that. I'm not. But readily available stuff, anything modern for the past 10 years is pretty much fair game. Yes, The Surge absolutely would be eligible. So there you go. As for, would I end up liking it and it becoming my favorite game? That's ridiculous. That's something that's neither here nor there, and there's no way that I could ever predict that, okay? All right, shout out to, Ultimate Boss 45134 just did a 2,500-bit cheer to become the cheerleader for today. Thank you very much, Ultimate Boss, for the 2,500-bit cheer. That is very much appreciated. Thank you very much for your contribution. Didn't leave a message, though. Had a good opportunity to get a message, read, get out there, and, there you go. There you go. Thank you, Ultimate Boss, for the support. Very much appreciated. Third Eye the Third cheered 51 bits. He says, if you had to pick top 3 things that you've improved about yourself in the last years as a human being and as a streamer, I personally don't think I've improved as a person in the last 5 years. I feel like I just care less and less about things. Well, that's kind of a sad what's the word? Cynical? Probably a cynical, more cynical attitude. What you're describing. For me, in the last thing, the top 3 things I've improved at, number 1, I would say I do a much better job at this point of walking in someone else's shoes and seeing from another perspective. When I started on YouTube, I was a very obstinate, stubborn asshole. I felt that what I thought was the one way was the right way, no matter what. My belief was correct. Your belief was wrong. I'm smart. You're dumb. If you don't agree with me, you know, that was kind of how I was. And a lot of people liked that. They're like, wow, Phil's like a real dick. You know, when he plays games, he'll insult the game devs and he'll do these things. And, you know, he's a character and we like him for that, right? You know, the past few years in particular, I very much have learned to be way more open-minded. I've played a bunch of games that I used to have biases against. I mean, one that comes to mind is Minecraft in particular, that I used to always insult people who played it. And then when I finally played it, my eyes were kind of opened. I was like, oh shit, I've been an asshole all these years. The game actually is quite interesting and addictive and fun. You know, and basically, you know, now listening more to feedback and listening more to when people say, oh no, you should check this out, or you should maybe change this up or do this or that. I do consider everything. When it used to be, it's my way or the highway. I know what I'm doing. I don't need your input. I don't need your feedback. I very much now am more open to that kind of stuff, okay? Number 2, I now do my best to not make my content toxic. And what I mean by that is I try not to go on crazy-ass insulting rants all the time. I try to keep that nastiness away from my streams and my content. When a lot of the times in the past, I used to be all about that. I used to be, you know, let's get crazy negative rants. Let's insult people. Let's do this and that constantly. And I don't want to do that anymore. You know, I've changed as a gamer. I don't want that to become the be-all, end-all of my content. I want it to be entertaining and fun and have people feel like they can come here and have a good time rather than come here to just see some bitter guy, you know, explode. And by the way, it's not foolproof. It happens from time to time. I'll still go on a rant. I'll still say something really stupid. You know, it still happens. But, you know, it's something that's, you know, a lot less than it used to be. You know what I mean? Like, it used to be very different around these places. And number 3, the biggest change, interactivity. Like, you guys now see I interact with you constantly on a daily basis. It used to be me basically kind of sitting in an isolation booth, right? It would be like you could pretend you were sitting next to me on a couch and I was playing a game and doing commentary, but you would never get any direct interactions. Now, if you're on my streams, there's a good chance you'll get a direct interaction with me, right? When in the past, it wasn't about that at all. It was, I got to play the game. I'm hyper-focused on the game. Now it's more about having, the game, but also an interactive feel with those who are watching me play live as well. So pretty big changes. Some pretty huge changes, right? Alrighty then. The Lord Lamb just cheered 50 bits, says, I heard you're running for president. It'll be a close contest with you and Ubisoft's Steve Jones. Yeah, guys, as soon as Donald Trump won the election, I announced my candidacy. I said, you know what? If he can win, I can win. I mean, he's way worse than me. He's way worse than me with the shit he says. Definitely I can win the election then. So, I mean, that guy's, he's saying, you know, grab girls by the pussy and stuff. All I did was accidentally publicly masturbated and didn't show anything. I mean, what's worse? Okay, then. All right. Shout out to Lunatic Fringe, who tipped me $1 and says, can't wait to see you play this new Vampyr game. I'm buying this for my BFF soon, so let's hope it's worth the money. Why is it I'm getting an Order 1886 vibe from the game? I'm worried it's going to be a bust. I don't know. I mean, if you take a look at the game, it's set in the same time period as the Order 1886, that gothic England kind of a deal. So maybe that's why. And of course, vampires, you know, Order was supposed to be about monsters like werewolves, and instead it was about just killing generic enemies for 8 hours or whatever. Actually, for 3 hours, because 5 hours were cutscenes. But, you know, it's kind of the same time period, the same kind of visual, you know, representation or whatever. So there you go. Maybe that's why you're getting that vibe. We'll see together firsthand today if the game's any good. We're about to start in just a moment here. Okay. Ultimate Boss cheered again. A 500-bit cheer. That means 3,000 bits today. And he says, Let's make it a 3,000 bit cheer. All right, well, there you go. Thank you. He says, what I wanted to say is I love your content. You're my favorite streamer and YouTuber, and I admit I do watch your rage quits and stuff, but you're overall very entertaining, and that's what matters. Thank you very much, Ultimate Boss. Thanks, everyone. This has been a very supportive pre-stream. You guys have been pretty amazing. And like I said, you know, right now I can't complain. You guys have been so positive and fun, and I've been having a lot of fun. It's cool. It's a cool feeling. I'll be real with you guys. I was actually talking to Kat about this the other day. I was like, you know what? I'll be real. There were probably about a year and a half when I was doing this, and I didn't like it. And it was probably the years of 2015 and 2016. Reason being, so many people were toxic and negative towards me during that time period. I mean, that was the time period when I was DDoS attacked, swatted, false copyright strikes on YouTube. My money fell out from under me because of that, which screwed everything over in my personal life. And it was just not a good time. I felt like I was trapped, like I didn't have any options. I had to keep doing what I was doing, but I just wasn't really enjoying it. Because it was more like come to work and be underappreciated because people hate you. It's very different. Ever since I became more of this live streamer and I interact with you guys on a daily basis, right? It's very different. Like, I have so much positivity. You guys enjoy what I do. I enjoy doing it. We have very positive interactions here daily. Like, this is what I needed. Positive reinforcement keeps me positive and allows me to enjoy what I do and strive to keep putting out fun, entertaining, and positive content for you guys on a daily basis. That's what I needed. I didn't get that support back those 2 years, and it kind of made my stuff kind of fall off. If it wasn't for the YouTube ad revenue apocalypse of early 2017 that basically forced me into being kind of a full-time streamer, I honestly don't even know where I would be right now. Okay? I don't know where I would be right now, real talk. Like, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. So, yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for your support. Thank you guys for making me, see kind of how things can change for the positive. Okay, I do appreciate that. And, in general, things are looking up. Thank you for that. Thank you for making this a positive experience and turning it all around. I really do feel that last year, everything has turned around positively and flipped on its head. Even with the negative shit that still happens, because we know stuff still happens. But as you guys see, I don't focus on it anymore. I brush it off. Like, whatever, keep going. And I think that's the attitude that's going to continue to allow me to be successful and keep doing this. So, thank you guys for everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Johnny Source cheered again. He says, I think you have the best pre-streams on Twitch. Yeah, I probably have the only pre-streams on Twitch like this. A lot of people... So here's the thing. A lot of people, their whole stream is like this, only they're playing a game while they're doing it. I try to get all this out of the way before the stream starts so we can focus on the game. See what I mean? So it's a little different than how most people stream. Daggerborn81 has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Daggerborn81. I appreciate that very much for your sub and your support. In fact, let's take a look now. Has our sub count changed during the pre-stream at all? Yes, we've gone up by 1 sub. So now we only need 12 subscriptions to hit the monthly goal, guys. 12 subs to go to hit the monthly goal. The Rageathon. We could definitely do it. All right. All right, so now let us end the pre-stream. Let us begin with Vampyr or Vampire or Vampyr or Vampyr or Vampyr. Maybe it's Vampyr. The game's Vampyr. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Let's see what it is. All right, you guys excited? I hope you're excited. Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Let's begin. Right.